Hey everybody, welcome back to a 10-Minute Marvel. I'm Petter, and today we are going hunting through Agatha, or WandaVision, in preparation for Agatha All Along. Now, you probably saw my previous opening of these WandaVision cards, where I was like, the cards are just okay. But the great thing about these packs is that you can look for actor autographs or screen grab, like cells, stuff like that. And that's what I'm here for. That's what I am searching for today. I want to see if we can get our witchy friend here with Agatha, or obviously anything else cool that can be pulled. I am going to zoom in a little bit closer so that you can really see the cards here. Honestly, you can see the card better on the screen than I can in person in terms of the colors. There we have our witchy friend. And yes, they are an unusual couple. Plus, we have nice vision card there. Those two last pulls are fun, but we're gonna keep going through here fairly quickly. My apologies, but you're gonna have to get close-ups of my hand. And we got one of those pulls that I was talking about. So we have Agatha in her witch trial, but then we have film gels. Try to get the angle right for you to see those. So this is film strip with Darcy. That is pretty sweet. A nice, like, that's the sort of big pull that you're looking for, are those film cells. Ideally you get one of those. I think it's possible to get some of those with autographs. And we got an interesting pull, it looks like, in here as well. So we have Monica, we have Wanda, and we have Vision facing off against himself. But then we have this one, Wanda's Reality. It looks like there's a film on it, but Paul Bettany as Vision, Wanda's Reality card. That one is pretty cool. I want to see. So film cells and Wanda's Reality. Let's look them up here. So if we look up film cells on here, 1 in 7.5 for that. Though some of them obviously are rare. And then Wanda's Reality Plex cards are 1 in 60. So that actually is a pretty solid pull of that card. We have 16 packs here per box. We got 2 boxes, so 32 total. We have Something Wrong in the Neighborhood. We got Quicksilver and Hex Battle. It is weird because, like, you see right there, you can kind of see that one, and it's really hard over here. You can see both characters. This is my favorite pull because this is the thing I guessed correctly on the podcast. We have Welcome to Westview, and then a purple refractor meeting or conversation between Monica and Wanda. This is making me want to rewatch the show, which I may do. I'm recording this prior to Agatha All Along coming out, so I may spend a little time and rewatch the show, especially because it's not super old. I like the transition. Now in color. Most certainly. Then the unusual couple just got married. And we have our purple. I love the magic act that they do, where Wanda keeps on using her real magic. So we keep going here. I don't expect any major pulls from the rest of this box. Ooh. There's Agatha and Darcy. And we have a very special occasion. Now, Vision falling apart and Vision going through the barrier. That was a great scene, especially because it set up such a good mystery on the show, because as a viewer, it ended at a point where, or that scene happened, I think you were just like, I don't know for sure what's going on. There's the actual Vision, Jimmy Woo. There's the regular, why aren't you helping him? Ship of Theseus. Sword profiles. Mrs. Hart, I wonder if that profile should be updated at all. Wonderful Deborah Jo Rupp playing her. But I'm excited to see what her character is in Agatha All Along. And then they tell us what's your story, what's going on. The moment of the first episode where you're just like, this is weird. I don't get it. Something's happening. Something big. Something's not what it seems. What in the world is it? I wonder how it's going to feel watching it again. Like I said, I do want to. But how will it feel now that I know what's coming? Well, they're expecting such an unusual couple. And then there we go. Because there were multiple things I think that made WandaVision such a good show for me. One, I love the premise. I like this idea of the sitcoms that then change through time. This idea that these characters are like Wanda persevering through this all, and just like the stages of grief that she had. I do think there's like a parallel element to it of, for people to have that show be the first one after lockdowns, after 2020, just be like, yeah, I can I feel this like in a different way, in my own way, that I think is an interesting element to it as well. But also, it had the mystery, and because it was one of the first shows back, it had the mystery to it, and you were trying to figure out what was going on in it. And I think that's what makes it, again, made it so good, is that you wanted to know what was going to come next. If it had been The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I don't think it would have worked as well, because that one just feels a little bit more standard in a lot of ways. And like in terms of what Marvel does, that one was kind of the first one where you could feel like this feels like Marvel took a movie, chopped it up, and spit out a show. Whereas this truly felt like it was a show. And sure, it didn't pay off everything, but I do think it paid off enough, and it paid off the emotional beats, which, in my opinion, is probably the most important part. Sure, we didn't get Mephisto, we didn't get the Doctor Strange cameo that we were potentially would have, and Mephisto, take it or leave it. I think it could have been a fun addition to the show, and it wouldn't have overshadowed too much of anything. Doctor Strange, I totally get why they decided against putting Doctor Strange in there, because Doctor Strange would have overshadowed some of what was going on. It would have felt like a cameo for the sake of cameos. And it's better to have it be its own standalone thing. Now, they could have referenced it in, like, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Hey, we get to see the same card back to back here. Of, like, I tried to reach you in the Hex, and you wouldn't listen. That would have been really, like, just a nice little extra line. Oh, I can't feel you. Such a good line. They are an unusual couple. And we have good old Aunt Agnes here. It was Agatha all along. So much fun, too. And I love the twist, the reveal of it was Agatha all along, but then the double back on that twist of no, it actually wasn't. Like, this is Wanda's Hex, and there might be an element that that is true, that it was Agatha, but it really was Wanda as both the hero and the villain. Like, yes, she's the hero who defeated Agatha, but she's the villain who put everybody in the Hex, and I think that's just an element that I'd love to see them explore more. I don't want everything to be super gritty and dark or anything like that. But to have the characters, the complexity of character is very good. And I really enjoy that. And I think we're going to get some of that again here with Agatha All Along coming up. Oh, the Scarlet Witch. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. And I said 2 boxes. We got our big pulls early in the last box. Let's see where we get them this time. And what sort of big pulls we even get, because we may not get the same level of pulls as we did last time in this box. But let's see. So as we lead into Agatha All Along, what am I hoping for from that show? And the nice thing about doing a bigger opening, something like this, is that I do just have the chance to chat about what I'm excited for, what I'm curious about. I hope that I can basically have a full set here. But I'm hoping for some of that mystery still. I'm hoping that each of the witches, as they travel down the witch's road, we find out something new about them, something that they are hiding. I think it is Patti LuPone's character who basically says, like, why would witches want to work with Wanda, or with Agatha? Like, Agatha betrayed her coven. Yet they still all are. So, what is the reason behind them doing that? What is their reason for working with her? And why are they willing to walk the witch's road? They've said that it's said that Agatha is the only one who has walked it and survived. They must have their own reasons for wanting to walk it. But obviously, it's a really big risk. So I'm excited to see how that unfolds. I don't want it to unfold too quickly. And then I'm excited to see how potentially it is going to lead into the Vision show, or maybe even lead to the return of Wanda. I don't necessarily know that we're going to see the return of Wanda in this, but it may set the groundwork for a return in the Vision show, which I think could be big as well. And there's other questions too, like, who's Joe Locke's character going to be? We know it's just referred to as the teen thus far, but if you're familiar with some of the comics that WandaVision didn't fully go into, like, Jack Schaefer has talked about how it wasn't meant to just purely be something that, like, a one-to-one from the comics. Ooh, this has a fun card in it. We have another film cell here. And, goodness, we got another Darcy. Sorry, that was off a little bit. So that's fun. That is cool. We have two of them. Two Kat Dennings Darcy cards. That's hilarious. Out of everything you could pull, to pull two of them for the same character. I wonder if we're going to see the return, and I don't think that was they ever were talked about being there for filming, but could we see a Kat Dennings? Could we see as Darcy? Could we see Randall Park as Jimmy Woo again? I'd love to see either of them or both of them show back up. We have Halloween and Westview there. And we have our Magic Act. That's still one of the best. Like, I love that one of just they nailed the feel of all these different sitcoms so well. I know there's rumored to be a What If episode maybe at some point in time about what if Wanda had, instead of watching sitcoms, watched something else. I think that would be great to, I mean, I love just a full what if series of that. Just retell WandaVision, but through a different different sort of show. What if she'd watched musicals? What if she'd watched crime shows? What if she'd watched, I mean, so many different things that would make sense in there. I think that would be a blast to just see how that may work. Sweep her off her feet. We are an unusual couple. And we have Agatha's basement down here. Sorry, I think that pack was slightly off. I try and leave my pack holding hand in place, but that doesn't always happen. Oh, we have another cell here. This is Darcy again. That'll be hilarious. So we have, I know you have him. No, we have Evan Peters, Pietro, with the Halloween Quicksilver look. So that is cool. These are ones, like I said, I just love to get that, because these cards are, I think there are elements of them that's fun to collect, and they're enjoyable to open and see what you get. Like I said, I kind of hope here that I get the whole set of everything, but to be able to pull those film cell ones, that's pulling kind of a piece of history and a piece of Marvel history. Hey, Evan Peters, welcome to the show here. Pietro. Swords profile on him. And then the Scarlet Witch with the Darkhold. I doubt we'll get another film cell, or kind of a bummer. No autographs. That is a piece of history. Again, just to kind of dig for in there. But obviously those are more limited than even like the film cells. Stuff like that. Suburban Synthesoid. Master of Enigma. And then they're expecting. Obviously the red parallels seem to be the most common. And we have Vision, you're real cut up. Rest for the wrong occasion. That one is, yeah. Yep, I'm definitely going to be going back and rewatching this. Like, these green cards are a little bit weird because it's just, oh. I didn't flip over that last one. They're numbered out of 225, huh? That is not what I was expecting to see on the back of that. I was like, oh, what's the subset? Let's look for that out of 225. Numbered 225. I'm not sure. I'm having trouble tracking that one down. On here. First we have our autograph ones there. Green Vision, it says 199, not 225. So I'm not sure where that one shows up, but let's open up the pack and see what we get. Ralph Boner, Darcy, the Circus, Wanda and Geraldine. And then, you don't know what you've unleashed. Excellent looking card there. Down to our final 2 packs. Let's see what we get in here. We have Agatha, just pretending. Expecting. Don't make me hurt you. And then our red. Final pack. I don't feel any film, anything in there. So let's see what we have. We have the unusual couple again. Finally, we have a Darcy. That was a little bit of a longer opening, but also, like I said, I wanted to chat about WandaVision and Agatha All Along, and just kind of why that one is a more meaningful show, but also it definitely is what I consider my favorite show. Of all the Disney Plus shows, that one is comfortably my favorite. But with that, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed kind of seeing a little bit of history and all the cards for WandaVision that we have. And let me know your favorite pull down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this content, check out the other videos we have here on the 10-Minute Marvel YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this content, subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, as well as then, if you want to check out our other content, like I was saying, we have card openings, we have comic book stuff, and we have our news and rumor videos that we put out. And I think I'm planning on doing just like little reaction videos to every episode of Agatha All Along here. So be ready for those as well. And if you want to check out our full coverage of Agatha All Along, you can do that over on our podcast. To find the podcast, you can go over here on YouTube, click on the channel and then the podcast tab, or you can find the podcast wherever you get your friendly neighborhood podcasts from. But with that, we'll see you next time.